Yeah! Get up!
Welcome to the Obstacle Racing Media Podcast with Matt B. Davis.
With over 300 episodes since 2012, Matt has produced the most consistent podcast in OCR.
Each episode, Matt speaks with race directors, athletes, and industry insiders to bring you the most in-depth interviews and conversations in the world of obstacle racing,
adventure runs, and ultra marathons. If you have small children nearby, now is the time to put on some headphones
or send them off to watch Phineas and Ferb, as there are occasionally four-letter words,
which are not bleeps. Now, here is your host.
Now here is your goddamn host.
Now here's your host, fucking Matt B. Davis.
Hey guys, Matt B. Davis here in the car. I'm listening to Heather's episode, Overcome and Run, 32 minutes in, and I gotta say, I'm kind of excited. You know, I never hate what I do, but I gotta be honest. I think we're in the 170s now. I could say 150. I'll check the number later. I think I'm in the 170s, how many obstacle races I've done. So add another handful that I've been to and didn't actually race. You know, I didn't race Tahoe this year. I didn't race OCR World Championships a couple years ago, but I was there anyway. So once in a while something happens and I get really excited about it again. And again, it's not like I'm not excited. It's not like I hate it, but there are moments helping somebody over a wall that never did it before. You know, helping somebody at Everest, you know, one of those things. And then actually listening to Heather because, first of all, it used to just be me, right? There was nothing else to listen to but me with these live things. So it's nice to hear other people and other stuff, and especially if I didn't get a chance to interview them. But also just it's nice. Like I enjoy OCR content just like you guys enjoy OCR content. So shout out to Heather. I'm listening to her episode, and I think she's come so far in the last couple years. Always, it's like when somebody says like, oh, you lost weight, you look great. It's like, oh, was I a fat ass before? So Heather, you're doing a great job. The intro was good. Like I'm interested in what you're up to and how your race went. And then you're doing a great job with these athletes. Because you know what? It is, you know, how many times can you say, how was the race, right? How many times can you say that? What obstacle was tough for you? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm really enjoying this episode, Heather. I felt like I was there and I was there. Ha ha. So yeah, just thought I'd do a little bit of that before we start this Sunday episode that I'm going to do. I got, you know, slightly less content than Saturday, and then there's a bunch of individual episodes which are going to come. So yeah, just wanted to do this update, blah, blah, blah.
All right, let's talk about this terrain business. So if you haven't read the article, read the article. But the long and short of it is, for at least 2 years, there's been issues with timing and photos, which if any of us have run a local 5K, you know that timing is available pretty much immediately after the race. Sometimes while the race is still going on, they'll post age groups, etc. It's not a problem that's difficult to fix. Similarly with photos, let's say it happened at 1 or even 2 races. We're talking literally 2 years of where's my photos, where's my results. Lots of excuses why. Guys, I've been doing this a while. There's mistakes one can make that are fixable and mistakes that are made that are excuses by people who aren't above board. And this is the latter. And it's a bummer. We all wish things were not this way, but I think we all know that there's a way to behave that people go, oh, okay, they're good guys. They're really working on it. Like, say, a Savage when they own a mistake, or even Spartan and Mutter occasionally when they don't do stuff that we get mad about. But guys, what can I say? You can't not get timing and photos right for 2 fucking years and have a clue of what you're doing. Also, the disingenuous factor. So for the last year, we've seen $30 prices that they say will go up in a day or 2 days or 3 days. And when you go back those 2 or 3 days later, guess what? It's still $30. $30 is not a profitable way to run an obstacle race. Even if it was in your hometown, I think you might break even, let alone a touring company. And they've got 2 touring vans or 2 touring crews, as far as we know, because they've got multiple races on the same date. Their very genius marketing plan is now to give away free races. That's right, free races. Again, for the last week, it's been, hey, free race today only. And then, of course, it's not, in fact, today only. So that's slimy. That's what rug places do. I said that about Battle Frog once upon a time, that when they said $40 this week only, and then they just kept it forever, that's just what not so above board people do. Now, another third factor is not willing to talk to me. I've tried multiple times to get whoever's in charge to talk to me, and they gave me Dustin Doro. Now, Dustin, we love Dustin, great guy. Dustin is not responsible for what's been happening the last 2 years, and all he can come on and say, yeah, guys, we know and we'll fix it, which isn't really what we'd like. A little deeper. Like, own your fucking mistakes, guys. Put somebody up, have the balls to put somebody up that's actually been doing it, but they don't care. That's the point. They're not going to because they don't care. So to all of you now that are registering for free, go for it. You're only paying the $15 insurance. Go for it. Just know that you probably won't see timing or pictures, and you're going to have probably less than sturdy obstacles. The other thing, of course, is that they go out of business. Here's my humble prediction. The over-under currently is a year, or slightly less than a year. Let's say August. Also, because that's when Battle Frog went under, so wouldn't it be poetic? So August of next year is the over-under. Will they stop putting on races? I'm taking the under. Mid-August, August 15th. I'm taking the under. The other thing, and this would be horrible, and I'd hate to be right, but I have to say it, would be if somebody gets really fucking hurt or worse, and then they just close up shop. And it's super possible. Well, we all know it's super possible for people to get super hurt at any obstacle race. They had the one that happened 2 years ago, which let's say we gave him a pass on that one. Let's say we gave him a pass on the 2 years ago one, the famous picture online. Warrior Dash also had something similar happen with an obstacle 2 years ago. So let's say that's a wash. But as recently as a few weeks ago in SoCal, Heather Bodie, Overcome and Run, was reviewing that race in her live IG story, and she pointed out how they had to close the obstacle because it was, I think, rickety as fuck, as the kids say. And she said that when she climbed on it during her first lap, it was rickety, and then at the end of the day, they just closed it. And then Alexander Walker sent me a picture of their recent race. Yet another obstacle collapsed and or fell apart. Whatever, nobody was hurt, but they're going cheap as fuck. And I just don't think they can last. Last thing, I did not listen to the Heather Bodie episode. Apparently, Dustin went on Overcome and Run. I didn't need to listen because he already said the same things on our article. Hey, we know it's bad. We're going to fix it, blah, blah, blah. But apparently, his boss said we don't need to be profitable because he's already made his money doing something else. So we're just doing a break even, which doesn't really make sense. I think there are things people do once they've, quote unquote, made their money that they can do into the world because it makes them feel good, or it's a passion project or whatever. But is putting on a half-ass obstacle race with no timing and no pictures and shitty obstacles what one does when they're made enough money? Had to say it, guys. I get messaged all the time. We wrote the article. Chris did some great work writing the article, but I haven't spoken on it on the podcast since I couldn't get someone from the company besides Dustin, who I like. So there you go. That's the update on Terrain. Time to do some Patreon shout-outs. Ladies and gentlemen, Patreon has gone ham. I'll admit it. I ignored it for a long time. With the help of a friend, I put some focus into it, and some amazing shit has already happened. We've given away ice bugs. How awesome is that? And so much more awesome stuff is coming. Now's the time for me to thank everybody. Are you ready? Here we go. Eric Wilkin, lifetime greatest contributor. Sophia Harnedy, Matthew Punton, Dan the Man, Eric Wilkin, Brad Heilwagen, Sophia again? Oh, sorry. Scott Forrester, Ryan Massano, Patrick Hermiller, OCR Talk, Chris Stevens, Samantha Thompson, Jeff Schoaf, Brian Reynolds, Tony Mayer, Mark Heyman, Joseph Corello, Sean Rumbaugh, Will Hicks, Mike O'Farrell, Matthew Punton, Jeff Schoaf. I just said some people's names twice, but you deserve it, those that I said twice. How about the people that just joined? Let's give them a special shout out for just joining. I can't even keep up. I'm sorry, guys. You should be more organized. You guys know I'm not organized. You know that's not my thing. But welcome all the new peoples. Brian Reynolds, Tony Mayer, all the people I just mentioned. You're almost all. Yeah, I think everybody's gets their name in the hat. Is there anybody that doesn't get their name in the hat? Two people invited to roundtables. Eric Wilkin. Eric, you're invited. Let me know when you want to come on. We had one today. Eric, we had one today. We're kind of doing a Friday thing or just sometime thing with Josh and sometimes Heather. We talk about the latest news. Let me know, Eric Wilkin, which roundtable you want to be at. Eric, Brad, and Sophia, you've also got your name in the hat twice. You've got your name in that twice for monthly drawings. Yeah, here's everybody who gets their name in the hat once. You ready? Here's your name in the hat once. All these people. Sophia, Matthew, Scott, Ryan, Patrick, OCR Talk, Chris Stevens, Samantha Watson, Dan, Jeff Rowe, Matthew Punton, Mike Farrell, Will, Sean Rumba, Joseph Correa, Mark Heyman, Tony Mayer, Brian Reynolds. You guys all get your name in the hat for a drawing. I think it's going to be some gooder sunglasses. I think it's going to be some other fun stuff. I'm not even sure yet. But if you're not on the Patreon train, get it in. You want to win free shit? You want to get on the cool club? This is the Cool Kids Club. I'm a little excited, guys. Afternoon coffee. Patreon.com/obscuracingmedia. Patreon.com/obscuracingmedia. Get in on it. Patreon people, I love you. All right, let's get on with the interviews. You're first going to hear from 2 of the 3 gentlemen that were locked and loaded for 24 hours. Maybe you saw a little bit about this on the Spartan live feed. These 2 gentlemen, Josh Chessman and John Witzing, along with their friend Brian, it's either Contosh or Chantosh, 24 hours, locked in a 10-foot shipping container. They ran for 24 hours, no light, no sound, no biofeedback of any kind. They didn't know what time it was. They didn't know how long they'd been running. They didn't know how many miles they had done. They just had themselves. So when they opened those doors, there was some clothes on the floor and some food and some other things which you're going to hear about. But they did it to raise awareness for mental illness, which is a personal, close thing to me. And this was very unplanned. I had heard a little bit about it before I got there, and we were out and about. And this was Saturday, actually. This was Saturday afternoon. And so that's the first thing you're going to hear. And then we're going to talk with just the few elites on Sunday. I'm really glad I got to catch this, though. It's a super cool cause. And then the interviews on Sunday, really quickly, were, after the team race, Austin Azar, Robert Killian, Jessica Lemon, Nicole Mericle, my friend Graham, and then a couple of special guests there on Graham's chat as he turns the finish line of the Elite Heat. So, part 2, Tahoe 2018. Away we go.
Just start with your name.
John Witzing.
Josh Chessman.
And who talked who into this?
It was a mutual decision. We've been training partners for about 3.5 years, and we always decide to get into shenanigans with each other when it comes to training.
So you said somebody sent you an email and said, you want to do this?
No, actually, it was us riding to an ultra in Bear Mountain. And
just drink it.
Just drink it.
Yeah, Pedialyte, absolutely. Pedialyte, killer, perfect now, perfect.
Yeah, that's
perfect for your body, eh?
So yeah, I love it. I love how you're throwing that in there. So yeah,
force, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of got to roll off your tongue.
Okay, that's all right.
We were just driving to an ultra in May, and we had schemed up this idea because we had a previous challenge where we were going to put treadmills in 2 separate rooms, take the clocks off the wall, and put a time cap of 6 hours or something, and just see who could go the furthest. And when we were going to this ultra, we decided, hey, let's make it more challenging.
Yeah. And there were some other ideas spawning from that too. We had thought of like a padded room before. We had thought of like a vacant house with a chicken coop light over, like just shit to scare you, right? That's really what the idea was originally. It was like, okay, maybe we can do something that layers fears. If we can get scared of something fucking haunted, then that would be a little tougher running too.
Well, it's hard for so you come out of this thing and the first thing I notice is this guy has a fucking tattoo that says suffer. So can we talk to me about that?
Yeah, sure. Actually, my sister did this. She's a tattoo artist in Peterborough, Ontario, and I got this just to represent. It's honestly, when I look at this in the mirror, it reminds me not to be a bitch. Not in every way. There's limits, and I'm definitely learning more boundaries, especially with my own mental health. But in terms of, I'm going to say 80% of the time, I can work harder 80% of the time and push through it.
And the other 20%?
That's where there's boundaries. I don't think it's smart to push at all times, especially for myself. I think the majority of the time you can push, and it's a constant dynamic continuum of where the boundary is.
Yeah. So
this was no boundaries. I was going to push regardless. I was limping.
So a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed bipolar.
Okay.
So 40. Let's see. I was 45 years old and 17 years sober, and I found myself in an outpatient program, and I was like, "The fuck happened to me, man?" And so, I feel like we're always trying to bring more awareness to mental illness, but I kind of feel like if you haven't lived it or been with someone close, because people come to me because I've talked about it, and they've said, "Man, I've been there," or I've been with my wife when she can't leave the house. I feel like it's super hard to educate people who aren't. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's almost hypocritical too. It's like, yeah, you don't get it, so don't act like you do. I suffer from my anxiety, and I have some anxiety and depression, and there's also some bipolar in my network. I don't have the worst of it, but it's not a comparison. People are going through different shit, and I honestly really think it is about just sharing. Maybe it's that simple. We're not experts. Like John said, we're two dudes from Canada. We both go through different shit.
We're just two dudes from Canada.
We're just two dudes from fucking Canada.
That was
man.
good, right?
Yeah,
that was slightly less force, right?
That's slightly less force. Yeah, it's funny, eh? See how I did that? We rip it. Yeah, I mean that's what we're doing this for. It's about mental health, and I work as a police officer, and I see it, on a day-to-day basis in the day job, not just from colleagues, but obviously the people we come into touch with, and stigma is such a huge issue, and lack of understanding is such a huge issue, and for us, this was a passion project. It was something that we just wanted to do to push ourselves, but really use it as a platform to have this conversation.
And so who's the big guy?
Jeff Vernon.
Yeah.
He's the CEO of Truth Farm.
Yeah. Okay.
This is his wife, Robin.
Yeah.
Hey, Robin.
So they were the first company that we reached out to for this challenge because we knew that we needed something super robust as a treadmill, and a classic treadmill was not going to work. I own a gym, and I was like, nah, none of our treadmills are going to work for this. They're going to shut off. We're going to have way too many issues. So I think we had both heard of Trueform, but I knew it as those fucking cool curved treadmills that CrossFit and military athletes train on, the people that are more fit than us. And then we searched it on Google, and Trueform was the first thing that came up. And then from there, like we had said, it was an email, and 5 minutes later we got a call from this friggin' tiny dude here, and it was like immediate, like, yep, this is gonna work. And instant connection.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and without Jeff saying yes, basically instantly, we wouldn't be here, because that set off a catalyst of other things, just a chain of things that happened. He formed an advisory committee around us, just for different athletes.
Were there like doctors standing by? Like what was happening?
Yeah, we had medical nearby here, but yeah, we did.
And what
minor detail?
And what's your regular, like, what do you do in the world?
What do I do in the world?
Like,
I try to have more fun. No, I'm a personal trainer and entrepreneur.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's the entrepreneur side?
Owning a gym and real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you say the 20%, is that like it's okay to not like fucking crush it every day, like that kind of thing? Like it's okay to be like, hey, I'm gonna take some time for me now. Is that what you mean?
Absolutely. That's a really good way to say it. And also, because I am in a leadership role with clients, they can't come in here, and I can't always fucking crush them into the ground. That's not how training works.
Right.
That's competition. That's not training.
Right.
So that's in here, where you're more susceptible to injury, and you're kind of okay with that to an extent. But training, don't grind yourself every day. There's times for that. There's super compensation. There's things like that. Honestly, and part of the reason I started to ease off a little bit is I didn't want to be a only extreme dude, like only 100% fucking max pedal to the metal, because that's kind of annoying, man. And people don't really love that, and I didn't love that. I like being 80% fucking go hard or get the fuck out.
I think that watch out for there's poop everywhere. Eat it. You guys know Hunter?
No, I don't.
I did, man.
Hey, Hunter.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Incredible
to meet
work what you did there.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Did you take a deuce in there?
2.
You took 2 deuces?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect with that, man.
You just thought, if I need to go, I'll go.
Well, we had the wet naps or the wet wipes. We had the bucket, man, and it was out of camera view. I was prepared to do anything in front of the camera.
But the smell didn't get you?
It did, man. It reeked.
Yeah, that's what would get me.
Yeah.
The smell would get me. How much did you think about quitting?
You know what, man? There was a time in the middle of the night, I was like, this is fucked, man. Like, I'm taking naps all the time. Like, I felt so tired just being black. You'll hear the footage on the camera. It felt no different closing my eyes and having my eyes open. I was like, I might as well be sleeping right now. Like, it was
that dark.
It was absolute pitch black until the point where I was starting to see things a little bit. And there's even times where I'm starting to be a little bit delusional. Like, I'm walking around like stumbling, and then I'm talking to myself, and it's like it doesn't even. I realize it doesn't even make sense. And then once I saw a little bit, there was a fucking peak of sunlight. I was like, all right, I know it's the next day.
All right, that's good.
And you know what fucked me up the most is when I heard. I won't blame the guy. Well, I'll blame him. He was like, 10 a.m. I'm like, oh, that's great. I have 6 more hours. So,
but isn't that better than I have 18 more hours?
Sure it is, but it's better not to know.
I don't know. I feel like the countdown would be good. Like, at least it's not, like I said, you know what I mean? When we opened the doors just then, so you knew it was coming?
Yeah, man. And I want
to get this guy in here. The big guy. Can we get the big guy
Jeff
in here?
Vernon, let's do it, man. Yeah.
Awesome. So somebody told you 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
No, the sound, it was coming through the speakers.
But oh wait, on the thing? Yeah.
What professional wrestler do most people confuse you with?
Actually get a lot of Keith Georgine and sometimes Goldberg. Goldberg I think is too small, yeah. And I met Keith Georgine, and he's a lot smaller than you'd expect, so.
Right?
Yeah.
And
but a good guy, awesome guy.
And what's your background?
Just kind of stumbled into this.
No. Like what? Come on. Like, did you play football as a kid? Like,
no, I know. It's actually way less interesting than I played volleyball in college, and that's it.
100 pounds ago, you played volleyball in college.
Exactly 100 pounds ago. No,
right.
Actually, I was 230, so 40 pounds ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't push you to play ball in high school.
Yeah, but my mom wouldn't let me. She didn't want me to get hurt.
Right. And then what? You invented a thing?
No. I came. My partner invented this, and I came across it in his shop, and fucked up a bunch of broken stuff, and I ran on it. It felt great, and I said, "Hey, dude, this is amazing, and you should train running with this." And here we are.
Can you describe your footwear to me right now?
Yeah. So these are kind of Jesus shoes, and so my son had these. He's a little bit of a hippie, and I said, "Dude, hippie fucking shoes." And one day, I drove down. I took the trash down to the curb, and his shoes were at the door, and he's the same size I am. So I put on the shoes, and I walked down there, and I came back up, and this is the most comfortable shoes ever, and super healthy, minimal, fully flexible.
Super healthy, eh?
Yeah, because big toe box, right? Nothing, no thong, nothing restricting your toes. Fully minimal, no drop.
What are you, like a 14?
Yeah, I'm coming out of the 14s here, so.
And so tell me why you were attracted to this cause.
I think mental health impacts everybody. I never really thought it would impact me, and it did. Very significantly in my family, and fucking rock star, and you don't know where it's coming from. I think you got a stigma, you had an idea, you think you got a you know the type, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, it's fucking.
Well, was it you or was it somebody you know?
No, so it was a family member, and had some significant issues, and ultimately took her life, and it and a fucking rock star. Makes the shit I do look like child's play, right? She got in the container and run for 30 fucking days, right? So it kind of came close to home, and these guys reached out and said, we want to do something that's crazy and super fucking hard, and we want to do it to raise awareness for mental health issues, and I said, you guys are crazy, and here's my cell number. Call me. We're on board. So
awesome, dude.
Yeah,
well, I'm really glad you did it.
Yeah, thank you. It's been awesome.
Yeah, man. Good job, dude.
Yeah.
Check. Okay, so the first thing you said. So first of all,
I think I got it on film. You jumped up and you nailed the fucking sign. So tell me, you said how much you love team racing. Talk to me about that.
I don't know, man. When you're racing like with a team and for your friends, it's just easier to like turn yourself inside out and get like feed off each other's energy, and it's just so special.
I know, and yet yet these Sunday events are always kind of this afterthought, right?
Well, I mean, this is unreal getting to race with these guys. I know Ryan was like just way ahead at the start, getting to the bucket, got a lead. Me and Sam were like pretty similar running pace going uphill, and just like we just wanted to help Ryan out and push each other as hard as we could to get there.
Right, but what I'm saying is that we do this like at OCRWC or whatever, and it's always this kind of this afterthought, like no one's out here, but it's like you guys love it. You guys all like seem so stoked, right?
Yeah, stoked oats.
Stoked oats, eh?
Stoked oats.
So tell me, so first of all, you got to introduce yourselves because I know who you are, but so tell everybody.
I'm Samuel Hebert. Austin Azar.
Ryan Atkins.
And you bought, how do you say, the groceries?
If we bought groceries?
I saw you at the groceries.
Yes, that's true. I pick up a lot of stuff and I carry it all myself in one travel.
What one trip we said. So tell me how
we train.
Yeah.
So talk to me about because the structure is that everybody has to do all the obstacles, but you can help each other if you get right. So just explain it to me real quick.
Yeah, I mean, well, for like the heavy carries, it was like for the bucket, it was one bucket you have to go around 3 times, and so one person who gets there first can start it first, and then the other 2 can come help carry that bucket out.
What kind of strategy do you have around that stuff?
Well, we knew Ryan was going to get there first, so he basically did 1.5 loops by the time me and Sam got there, and then we would trade off, go as hard as we could, and then switch off again.
Ryan did pretty much all the bucket carry. We did 1 lap together, and he did 2 by itself. And pretty much the same for the sandbag, double sandbag, yeah?
Yeah.
He pushed me so hard.
Yeah, I mean, we have to make hay when the sun shines, so
talk to me about that finish.
Or make maple syrup when the syrup runs, as they say.
So there were 2 of you right there at the end.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I mean, the finish was spicy.
They're live. Yeah. You're live. Go for it. All right, Robert Killian, you look not so happy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, we just got outsmarted in this race, and I'm trying to play it back in my head because we talked about doing exactly what Ryan Kent and them did,
which is send the strong guy out.
Well, not necessarily the strongest, just somebody who's capable of getting over the slip wall with no rope. And I
thought it was about sending the guy to get one of the bucket carries done.
No, we did that. We had the 2. No, it wasn't the bucket. The
sandbag.
The best strategy was to send one guy ahead while just 2 guys did the bucket.
Got it.
And then you would have one person just go over the slip wall. And I didn't know that anyone did that. I was trying to keep tabs on all the team members. And I guess I just didn't see him go, or I would have told Yatsko just like, hey, follow Kent. But I missed it, so it cost us 1 spot. I think, Canadians would still beat us. They were just crushing sandbag. But you never know if we would have gotten, because we were ahead at Kent at that point, so if we would have sent somebody ahead.
The athletes seem to have so much fun. There's this celebration together, yet here in OCR World C, it's this Sunday sort of almost an afterthought. Is there a way we can raise the profile of this event? You know what I'm saying, right? You've been to OCR World Champs?
Yeah, it's a different format though. You have like a strong leg.
No, I know, but I'm saying, right. But I'm saying the whole thing of like running with your friends, doing this country against country thing, like it brings out a completely different vibe than the individual race that you guys seem to really like.
Yeah, and it's the toughest thing is, I mean, you're doing it the day after the World Championship. So I was like actually pretty wrecked today because I gave obviously a really hard effort. But that's the case with most people out here. So I think if there was an opportunity for us to do this when we were all fresh, I think it'd be pretty awesome.
Well, let's talk about Saturday for a second. We'll talk about Friday, actually, because everyone's asking me who my predictions are. And I said, I'll tell you this. The 5 on that dais, right? You, Cody, Woods, Atkins, Albin. I said, I wanted to say it faster so I knew what I was talking about. Doesn't matter. I don't edit much. I said, you're looking at 5 men that could take it, which isn't necessarily true for the women. No disrespect, but probably 1 or 2 women are going to win, say Lindsay or Susanna, and the rest are fighting for it. Not to say that the rest of them couldn't win on a good day. But anyway, those 5, literally any one of them can win. So how does that feel on that start line, knowing that, like, this is it, man. This is the best?
It was one of those things where you have a little bit of anxiety and then you get there and you just have to run your race. But you also run your race based off of how you know other guys are going to run, and unfortunately I haven't raced John Albin. He hasn't done a single Spartan race all year, so it's hard to like know his strengths and weaknesses. I just don't have the experience against him, whereas I've been racing every one of those other guys all season, so I kind of know where I need to make up ground on them. So I figured, I have raced Albin once or twice. He's Sky Runner. He's really fast on the downhill, so I just wanted to try to get as much of a lead as I could early. It's a little bit shorter this year, 13 versus 17 last year, and hopefully just hold him off on the last downhill. And then I made another little error at the tire flip, and it cost me about a minute and a half.
Did you not get it, or it took a long time?
No, I got it. My problem was when I got through the ape hanger, I was the first person there. They were really dirty and dusty from just being put in a shipping container. So when I got done, I had a lot of dirt and grime on my hands. So I knew that the Twister Monkey Twister and the tire flip were coming up, and I was trying to decide where I just wanted them wet or I wanted them muddy. So I was like, well, wet's better than muddy. So I just cleaned them off, tried to get all the mud and dirt right there.
We're watching a women's team come in. Yeah. Looks like a Canada
sweep here.
All right, can we talk about this for a second? Sure. You're kind of our Captain America guy, right? We seem to, well, not just today. I just mean in general. They keep dominating the podium in OCR.
Yeah, I think it's at Maple.
Seriously?
Yeah, they absolutely crushed it. It's not even, I think, like yesterday, second place is in sight. So
other than soccer, in America, we're not used to not being at the best at something, right?
True, this is true. We won last year, so I mean, yeah, it was awesome with Alyssa and Ryan and myself. I really liked the mixed team. That was really fun.
Yeah. Well, why don't they do that? Was kind of cool.
I don't know. I think, just having the guys and girls separate makes it, like most other sports, there aren't any co-eds, but I think that's kind of cool having a co-ed. It shows more cohesion.
As we've talked before, you're a guy that does hashtag all the races, right? You're going to go to Greece and Iceland, and you're going to do World's Toughest, whatever else you're going to do. I feel like this one has got to be a little bit different for you, right? It's came out of nowhere to win the championship guy. So how special is this one?
Yeah, Tahoe definitely has a special spot for me. I've been on the podium every year that I've come here, but I've tried really hard to get back on it. And if you look at statistics, I mean, even the last 4 years since I started, I only did 3 races before Tahoe. The year after that, Hobie only did 1 race before Tahoe. Cody did 1 race before Tahoe. John Albin did no Spartan races before Tahoe. And I think that's the trend, is we're all out there doing all the series, destroying ourselves. And it's that one guy who just focuses on this race.
Does that mean you're racing less next year?
Possible, but that's the conundrum of being on the premier or pro team. You have to do all the series races.
But I just don't think it works. What are you gonna do? Stay home all year for this?
No, I'll definitely do all the races. I love stadiums. I love competing. It's not that I want. I just think that's the way to win Tahoe. You have to.
What if you did just skip, let's say, the stadiums, just focus on mountain, the championship, and then the occasion?
Still too much. I'm doing 12 races before Tahoe without any stadiums. That's just mountain and the U.S. champion. So if you look at that, traveling, not recovering,
So 6 U.S. championship.
And then 3 or...
The American.
Yep. There's 2 training races. Or I go outside and do something else. I'll do a Tough Mudder. I'll do a Green Beret. Or,
right.
Well, I did do 1 stadium. I did that.
Right.
So there are... Yeah, I'm at 12 races.
Did you win that? Or second?
Yeah, I crushed Dallas.
You didn't crush. You were on the bike at the same time as Kent.
A win's a win. I crushed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Killian is very proud of his stadium win.
I've never lost at Dallas. I've never lost. There's certain venues that I just get amped up about, and for some reason, Dallas.
All right, so I'm going to let's call out all the stadium studs. Bracken, get out there and try to beat him.
No, he's going to win the stadium series. So this year they changed it up, though. I'm not eligible.
There's only 3 that count.
Of course, they put the last one on the same day as World's Toughest Mudder.
Dude, I'm from Boston. I've never done Fenway because it's always been the same weekend.
Yeah, it's legit. It's a 2-day too, so you can back to back. It's pretty fun. You can go out and do a Saturday.
Sunday. Do you know if you're individual or team for WTM?
Yeah, well, this was a big deciding factor, and Ryan already told me he wants to rest for World's Toughest to try to go for 100 in Iceland. So he's running the co-ed. So that kind of puts me in a position where I haven't won World's Toughest. So, I've gotten 100 miles, I've got 105, I got in second. So I might actually go out and run individual, or
I gotta say, this hurts a little bit. I'm not even a big rah-rah America guy. Just tell people what we're watching here.
Team America coming in second, USA.
No, I meant what's happening in front of us.
The male and female Canadians are just holding up the Canadian flag, I guess, in celebration as Team USA.
Right? Yeah, man. It's kind of no. Of course they did. They deserve it. I'm just saying, like, I'm not even like
I will say those cut tees. Now that's a little over the top. I mean, I think that's what won it for them. They were a little bit more
the crop tops.
They didn't have as much weight to carry. Maybe that's a Canadian thing.
All right. Well, so what is next for you? I'm trying to think what race is next.
Jersey. I gotta go there. So I figured I'd go ahead and race. I already won the Mountain Series, but they require you to be there to be eligible for prize money.
You don't have to race.
No, but I'm going to. I'm not gonna just go there and not race. So I'll do New Jersey both days, and then I'll go to Greece. Do trifecta, and then that's where I'm kind of trying to figure out if I'm gonna do World's Toughest Mudder or there's this TV show that might be on $1 Million Mile. So Kobe Bryant is like
the producer.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's during the same time as World's Toughest Mudder though, so I don't know why they got to put everything in like the same time.
I don't think Kobe cares about World's Toughest Mudder.
No, so I don't know. I am definitely going to Iceland no matter what, even if I just get like
now, here's the thing.
miles and do my buckle. I might help Ryan pace.
That would be cool. Well, I thought it was all about the million, but Ryan was saying if you get 100, you still get 100,000. I didn't even know that.
Yes,
Has that been since the start?
That was the first deal. That was the first deal. That's always been on the table. And then this $1 million carrot. I don't think any one of them are achievable. I'm the only guy that's in the top 10 in the world that went and did World's Toughest Mudder and Iceland back to back. And doing Iceland on that venue, it's a completely different format than World's Toughest Mudder.
I think Ben Greenfield just won the Fittest CEO Challenge. Is that true? Ben Greenfield just walked through the race.
Doing it for a workout. Whoever came in second.
All right.
Let's stay on subject here. We're getting diverted.
You don't want to be the Fittest CEO?
No. Ben Greenfield's got his own podcast. You guys do that later.
We're learning a lot about you, Robert. You're very protective of of your content. You're very protective of winning the Dallas Stadium race.
Yes.
I did that race in 2014. Were you even obstacle racing then?
No. I was doing obstacle racing for the military. That's kind of how I had a good transition, but I wasn't doing Spartan race.
All right, well, listen, good talk, dude.
See you guys out there. Maybe maybe Iceland.
I'm a maybe on Iceland. I'm a definite on WTM because you know where WTM is.
It's your hometown.
My hometown, man. All right, dude, good talk. So tell everybody your name.
Jessica Lemon.
Why are you laughing so much?
I don't know.
How thrilled are you to run with like those two?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Yeah.
What was the name of your team?
Team Canada, Maple Syrup Power.
Team Canada.
Maple Syrup Power.
Very original.
I know.
It wasn't even close. It appeared.
Well, on the uphill, USA kind of pushed themselves, and I think they got a bit gassed. I just knew I had to keep a steady run uphill and keep Lindsay and Faye not too far ahead. And that was my biggest challenge, and then I knew once I got to the downhill that I could push the pack. Yeah.
How was yesterday for you?
Terrible. I had to tap out after I guess it was Twister. I was hypothermic, delusional, walking around like an idiot. Yeah, it was just the nurse thing to do.
The worst thing to do?
The nurse and me.
Oh, you were like, I should tap out now because I'm delusional.
Yes.
I think that's called smart.
Yeah, I think it was called smart, but hard when you train all year for something if that happens.
So is this any like decent consolation?
Yes, I feel amazing.
All right, go get warm. See you later. So first question. Last night we were going to give you a ride to the big throwdown, and you disappeared.
You ditched me.
Dude, 10 times.
Pay my bill, and you
kept looking around. I kept looking around, and you were gone.
Wait, you weren't even there. I went up.
I was gone by the time you got there.
You missed the case race.
Well, that's not really my jam. I thought I was going to just witness some like craziness, and I walked in, and literally it was Rose like baking. And I was like we walked up and there were no noise. I thought, are we at the right place? And then I realized that people who party, I'm doing air quotes, party as a verb, don't start at like 8 o'clock when I'm ready to go to bed. So
depends. I mean,
basically, so I was asleep before probably their case started. I was probably asleep.
Probably.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't partake in the case.
Good for you. Race on the next day. Good for you.
Yeah, but I just hung out. I witnessed it. It sounded awful. Yeah, I don't think I ever want to do that.
No, that's not. Come on.
I would throw up. No doubt.
I think Hunter should just stay in that category alone, maybe.
Too.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Turns out he's actually not good at binge drinking.
So, did we talk yesterday?
I don't know, did we? Yeah, I think so.
Did we race? What happened? Did something happen? Did you do something? Did you come in a place?
I came in 6th place.
Okay, that's still some money.
Yeah, $2,000. My best placing at World. So, I mean, I don't know. Not too bad.
Let's talk about today then, I guess.
Yeah.
We already talked yesterday.
Today, it was interesting. We were pretty close. Me and Kristen failed our spear, and that kind of cost us.
Are you the American Beauties again?
I think so. Thunderstruck, something like that.
Oh, Thunderstruck, yes. How'd you come up with that name? That's a cool name.
The song.
Here comes a team of women. Many Team USAs out there today. I gotta tell you something. Standing there watching the
the Canadian men and the Canadian women, I had a little bit of that doesn't sit with me well. Like, they seem to consistently dominate.
Right.
And I'm not even like a hoorah America guy. That's not even my vibe at all. But I gotta say, it does hurt a little bit that they're so bloody good all the time. The TV guys want you, so a word, please, Graham.
Hi, Matt B. Davis. How are you?
I saw what you said to Ben Greenfield. Trying to butter him up.
No, it's all right. I look after my friends. You know that.
Of course,
mate. I'm not gonna lie. That hurt.
You have mud in your teeth.
That hurt a lot. I got cramp about 8 miles. I pulled an intercostal on a tyre flip. Pulled a muscle in here on a tyre flip. I was killed over. But of course, it's brilliant. I tell you, anyone around the world, get out here to a US Spartan race. Find the money, come on a holiday, do it.
Better than a UK Spartan?
Mate, it's just different. The atmosphere is fantastic. The show that's put on is the same around the world, but here there's just a little extra sauce on top. And I would encourage anyone on this planet, if you like Spartan races or any obstacle races, come here and do a race.
People get mad if I don't introduce my guests. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Graham Roberts. I'm in Matt B. Davis's phone as Fatty Englishman, which is always nice. But I run a company called iSpire Motivational Coaching. I coach athletes. I coach professionals.
You were a guest on the show last year.
I was a guest on the show last January and February, but we only did it once because you lost it, remember?
I'm sorry, I can't even remember.
I can't remember last year, but yeah, Matt and I, we had a great day. Matt's a legend. You're all legends. Love to see you, bro.
Good to see you, dude. Hey there, tell everybody your name and where you're from.
Meg, and I'm from Santa Cruz.
You may know her as
VW Meg.
VW Megs on social.
Or Megasaurus Rex.
Or Megasaurus Rex. I think when I met you, you were Megasaurus Rex.
I've always been Megasaurus Rex.
Why are you famous? Why are you Instagram famous?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
What do you think people know you from?
Obstacle course racing.
What else?
Being a badass.
Right. You were weren't you really good or something once upon a time?
Yeah. Back in the day. I'm retired now.
Are you retired? You're just pimping Fit Aid?
I'm pimping Fit Aid. UPS.
UPS?
My kid.
How many kids do you have? I also have 3,
Yeah.
which means you can look down on anyone that has 2 or less. That's sort of how that works.
That's right.
You could be more morally advanced.
We are Circus Wrangler.
My name. I might be going mental at this point. I've been awake for 2 days. Are you hearing somebody say Matt? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Listen, did you just hear Ben Greenfield say narcissistic personality disorder? Has anyone? Come on, are you kidding me?
I can't get over his admission that he injected his penis.
Ben is doing the hard work for all of us, isn't he?
Oh my gosh, that's like human trial. Yeah, it's pretty.
Everybody's got their lot in life, and I guess that's his.
Yeah, some companies test on animal, tests on us. You sure you don't want one?
I actually have had a couple of those this week already.
But you just finished a race.
Yeah.
This is what you need.
You know what? But up in the VIP X area, they have like the Party Aid one, and they have the Recover Aid one.
I want to know Ben Greenfield.
All right, I'll take it.
Ben Greenfield.
I'm not gonna. She's gonna chase me down the street if I don't accept this Fit Aid.
Ben Greenfield, human guinea pig, biohacker. True or false? All post-race drinks are pretty crappy.
It depends on what kind of alcohol you mix them with.
This is my theory.
A good vodka. It's pretty.
Let me give you my theory. I'm done with a race. I finish a race, I'm dying, whatever they hand me I drink. And then I'm like, okay, I'll take a second one. When they hand me that second one, I take a sip and I'm usually done. That's my post-race drink experience.
I know is I'll start smiling when my free beer ticket gets me like a fancy microbrew. That's what
some races do that. You don't do enough races. You only do Spartans.
Spend more time with the beer tent.
Yeah, some races, some like the local mom and pops, would you agree?
Yeah,
Don't you promote a race? Don't you promote a race?
Do I promote a race?
Yeah, isn't that part of what you do when you're not working for Fit Aid?
No, not anymore.
You used to promote a race?
I used to.
Are you gonna not say what it is?
Yeah.
Because you hate them?
Because I don't promote them anymore.
Well, okay then.
Hey, go find some gin to pour into my Fit Aid.
Okay. Peace, bro.